Good morning. I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And Supreme Power Homes. Call them at 800-493-9002. Now for the news in details. Jamaica's National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has declared that the U.S. State Department's sanctions against former members of the now disbanded Crime Management Unit raises questions about how the United States views Jamaica's justice system. It's believed that these sanctions are linked to the controversial killing of 4 persons in Crawle, Clarendon in 2003, from which the former CMU members were acquitted. Dr. Chang says that there are questions about why the sanctions would come now, especially since the court freed the men of the charges years ago. He has conceded, however, that this is the prerogative of the American authorities, saying that it was the U.S. decision to do what they wished to do. The public sanctions against Renato Adams, who led the Crime Management Unit, other former members of the unit, and their immediate family members mean they are ineligible for entry into the United States. The Jamaican government is exploring options to provide insurance coverage for fishers. Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, Floyd Green, says his ministry has met with 2 major insurance firms to finalize plans for the provision of health and general coverage. He described the response as encouraging. The provision of general insurance for small-scale fishers has been a long-standing challenge which has never been resolved up to this point. Meanwhile, Mr. Green has also announced that the ministry is also encouraging more inland fishing to ensure the industry's sustainable growth, while adding that ongoing stakeholder training will be provided in order to safeguard the sector's future. Meanwhile, the World Travel and Tourism Council, WTTC, and major international industry bodies are calling for the immediate restoration of international travel using proven processes and without waiting for or requiring vaccinations. The WTTC says the world cannot wait for the implementation of COVID-19 vaccines. It says vaccines must not be a requirement to travel, as this will further delay the revival of the already ailing travel and tourism sector. Recent research from WTTC shows a staggering 174 million global travel and tourism jobs are now threatened. Finally, organizers of Jamaica's Reggae Marathon, Half Marathon, and the 10K are planning to add a virtual 5K race to its annual choice of races going forward, in addition to the physical run and walk as soon as COVID-19 protocols allow. The new virtual feature will be added to the annual event to allow for wider global participation, beginning with the 2021 staging scheduled for December 5. In making the announcement recently, race director Alfred Franco Francis said this is against the background of the success of the virtual race this year, which saw more than the targeted 500 runners and walkers from 14 countries, including Jamaica, participating. While the majority of the participants in the 2020 Reggae Marathon, Half Marathon, and 10K event went virtual, over 100 runners, including Jamaicans, a number of members of the Reggae Runners Group from the US, and other participants from across the globe ran on the long-established route in Negril or along the beach to complete their personal races. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And Supreme Power Homes. Call them at 800-493-9002. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Tracy Spence. Do have a good morning.